All right, good evening, good evening. This is your host here, Martin Wong, and another Wednesday giving you some insights to how well the performance of the Pentagon Guider, at least for the first 6 months that we have in January to February. Thank you for those who are coming. So I'm going to be review the performance guider performance. Some of you may have aware this, as you can see from our website tradevsa.com, we have put out the winning statistics that we have. So I'd like to welcome all of you, those of you just joined us tonight. So in tonight's lessons is all about, the Pentagon Guider performance system. Some of you may be aware the Pentagon Guider, just like on top here, we have that on our stock trade idea, which is this module here. Let me just show you what I mean. This here is the right at the bottom here, the Pentagon Guider, right this bottom. This is the Pentagon Guider options that you will see every day. You give about 6, maybe up to 8, 12. So some people will always been asking in our Invest Fair, how well did the Pentagon Guider stock trade idea pick? And I said before, we never, sort of exaggerated the situation where you heard there are some people saying that, the stock trade idea is winning 98% of the time or 88% of the time. But you heard from us also during the Invest Fair, which is about last month, that we are pretty much at the 50 to 60%, which we have known this for some fair time a bit. So tonight is about sharing with you that statistics, if that's the experience you've had, because we also know that sometimes a lot of people can't stand if they have 1 or 2 losses and then they sort of give up to it. So this is a fairly objective by looking into the Pentagon Guider performances that we have in here. But of course, we're also going to touch base on what is Pentagon Guider system, and we're going to be looking at the performance since January to right now to July. We're coming into the July, and how this stock trade idea are generated, how they fare, what is the win rate, and what is the average price gain. So we want to be very transparent with our members who are watching and some of our SmartRobie users if you are coming across this video. And if you have not downloaded SmartRobie, please do so from the Google Play Store and from the Apple Store, so that will keep you easy. And of course, you also know that SmartRobie now we charge 9 ringgit 90 cents per month for exchange market, and you can get this kind of performance rather than going through the old way of really learning, struggling, and so forth. So this is where we are coming from to you for our Pentagon Guider performance. All right. So again, many of you know the SmartRobie apps is powered by volume spread analysis, which is the Pentagon Guider, where we pick a page out from Tom Williams, the inventor of volume spread analysis in here, and myself, a fellow students of the market, and also learn a lot from Tom Williams in here. And the Pentagon Guider basically tells you when a stock is likely to go higher and likely to come down, which is the green for the up signal and red for the down signal, which we've been showcasing this for some time already. All right. So we also, let's look at the how well the stock trade idea has fared. So you can see the Pentagon Guider. So what is the Pentagon Guider share, and it's this option? So if you look at it for tonight, let me just click on it, and many of you know usually get updated around 10 o'clock. It's an end of day system, which is sufficient enough to get you the share and able to run it a period. Also, just take note of the period that we have holding those trades. So if I look at the Pentagon Guider right now, which I just click on it, I have 9 options. Okay, 9 options just in front of here. I have T7 Global. Now, how did T7 Global fare today? Let's take a look at T Global 7, which on my list. And that one, yeah, it's going up. It came out on the 19th of July. All right. So right now, you can see it's up 2% since the Green Pentagon that we have. And this is definitely. Then the next one we have is Homerids, which is down 1.7%. Delium is minus 0.8%. We have Sun Property, which is up 3.2%. All right, MC is up 1.6%. Nestle is down minus 0.7, KLK number 7 here. I'm just reading off from the Pentagon Guider, and of course during that time you're watching, you can also look into it. RC Capital is unchanged. Option number 9, which is Maxis, is 3.5% in here. All right, so for the best selection, make sure they are around 50%. And when we usually have the profit target, the profit target actually refer pretty much to the weekly. Later on, I'm just going to show you some example how we pick those, and it's not too difficult to know where SmartRobie pick it. We'll actually look at the old high on the left hand side of the chart. All right, left hand side of the chart, that where you're able to see how this well performance is. So that's rare. So let's go down to a little bit more technical about the Pentagon Guider, which is our unique proposition. We make it very simple for Gen Z, the Gen Z who don't want to study much about the market. Pentagon Guider makes it so simple for you, just like Google. How many people actually use a paper map, to find your way around? You can hardly find them. People just say, just use the Google map or the Apple map. And going future, it will pretty much be this same too. Why would you need, to find the entry point? Just use SmartRobie Pentagon, right? And of course, we don't get it right all the time. But if you can get it at least according to the win rate, which just now I talked about, the 60% and 70% of the time, and if you manage your trade right, cut your losses and let your profit run, I think you will come up right on the other end. And that's always been our proposition in here today, right? So the green Pentagon, this is where you want to buy. And remember, you only buy on the next day on the opening price. Always buy on the opening price, or maybe just 1 or 2 bar, but not too far away. So this is where you want to be looking at. Let me just draw this. The best one is actually a green. You buy at the green Pentagon, which means on that day. So sometimes you do see this when you're running. Remember, Pentagon Guider are generated live, but it's still 20-minute delay, so you can still see those green Pentagon if you happen to come up to it. So those of you who are interested to use it more fully, make sure you use the monthly subscription, which is 9 ringgit 90 cents, and you get 4 market with unlimited users. I do think that no other software give this kind of offer, and this is where you want to enter. So you enter the next day or this day right at the close here. Don't try to enter here or here. All right, that will be another entry. Okay, so that's another entry. And of course, we have profit target. All right, we generally SmartRobie, you can run it for 2-3 months until you see the red Pentagon. But for what we call practical purposes because sometimes we have the money you want to grab and you want to chari leave out, and we're going to show you those typically price gain, how well they fare through our SmartRobie, so you can better understand some of the trades and some of the difficulty. Where should I exit, where should I cut loss, those kind of things that we are looking for. All right, so this is where the focus tonight will be on that. All right, so what is okay, let me go down to the next slide here. So what is a Pentagon Guider? Pentagon Guider. So I'm just going to talk in terms of the market stages. If you do not know what is market stages, check out some of the YouTube video tutorial that I have, and it pretty much accepts. But I'm going to talk about the market stages that all market go through 4 stages. Okay, so I'm just going to go through it again. You see me, this is when the market going sideways and then it goes up. Okay, I'm just labeling them. All right, this is the conceptual map, which you see time and time again. All right, so this is how the map is. So this is what we call where the market started to move sideways. All right, sideways, and then it goes up here, and then goes through here, goes through here, and then goes through here. So this is where we are looking at. So this is what we call stage 1. All right, stage 1 is accumulation. All right, and we are looking at generally really bad news or no news at all. Okay, then we move on to the next stage, which you see here is what we call a stage 2. Right, a stage 2 is where we see a markup where news started to move up, and we've seen those before, right? I think when YTL Power or any of those construction or property, especially property, has started to move up, this is where it is. But of course, at the later stage when everybody knows about it, and second tier people are trying to jump in, where I do think that YTL Power is now probably at a stage 3 distribution. Okay, That's where you will see climatic volume right at just on the left hand side. All right, on the left hand side here, this is where you generally get very, very huge volume, and then you get another volume here. We'll try to poke out. Here it is. All right, and then finally it goes through stage 4. All right, a stage 4 here, which is the markdown. Now you can see time and time again, trading is not that difficult. On some of the posts that we post on TikTok and Facebook, you just need to know these 4 stages and map it out completely. What is the market trying to tell me? All right, there's the market is trying to tell you, hey, you know, we are in this force. This is volume. Okay, so I'll just put this again. So I'll label this so you will know this is volume on the left side. Okay, left on. Why can't I get the? Okay, the left side. Okay, then we have one volume on the right side. So take notice, if it's a distribution shade, generally the volume will be lower to the left side. So that's why it's important to pay attention to volume. Not many people teach about volume, but more importantly, not many people like us using SmartRobie, which is an app able to let you find those things. So remember this. So where do Pentagon Guider comes in? Now Pentagon Guider is basically a screener that attempt to look into the market just at this stage. Just at this stage, yeah, right? And of course, again, it doesn't work all the time, but as I said before, the win rates is about 50 to 60% of the time, and it's good enough. You know, you win more, right? Make sure when you lose less. Thank you, Nora, for your support in here, right? So this is where our focus is actually here. So I'm just going to type it in, all right? This is where the Pentagon Guider stock screener, okay, trade idea. Okay, and you get this through SmartRobie. Okay, so SmartRobie apps provide that SmartRobie apps, okay, provide that list, which the one I was talking about just now, right? The 12 one, and it changes every day. So at 10 o'clock, you will have a new list, and then you can trade on those. Of course, some people say, why so many stocks? Can't you narrow it out for me? So this is where learning about volume spread analysis is like, you know, what we call beauty is at the eye of the beholder. The more you understand the market, the more you look up on these market stages that you see in here, the better your result is going to be. So remember, trading is not about luck or not, it's also a bit on skill plus also timing also lah. If you haven't come in on March or April this year, I think you do certainly well. If you come in on end of June, probably not so good because market cycle will turn up. And of course, many of you already know this if you follow the green Pentagon and the red Pentagon for the KLCI. All right, so take a picture of this. All right, this is important. Take a picture of this and frame it up. Put it into your bathroom when you get up first thing in the morning. You want to see this. You want to learn this. Where is Pentagon Guider? Where is the SmartRobie apps telling me right now? It's between stage 1 to stage 2. This is where you wanted to be in. And this is what I call the staircase of wealth, which I used to talk about. Previously, when it goes from a stage 1, go to stage 2, staircase is like this. Up and down, but it's giving you money. Now, again, it's in the reference of trading, very short term, trading short term in here, and we're going to go on. So quickly take a picture of this, then I'm going to move on to the next thing because I'm going to wrap it off. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to wrap it off. So we're going to go on to the next slide here. Is the trading board portfolio. Many of you have seen this, and I'm just going to bring up the website. It's on our home website here under tradevsa.com. So we are getting more transparent with our results through our back testing in here. So this is the website that we have. We still have people joining our so-called premium VSA 360, where I and my coaches personally try to teach them to trade better in here. And this is where we look at the Pentagon Guider trading portfolio on 1 hour trading board. So you can see June was a good month. It caught a couple of nice stocks. I think it caught even SEAL, caught WMG. I think SEAL was a really good one. Let me just show you where it is. SEAL. So SEAL, yeah, this one. It went in here, then the fella went up. See that? All right. So SEAL, it got caught. Actually, SEAL, it got up here. Like we got this one, lagi cantik. Then you got WMG, which is old name is Taleka. okay, teladan yeah, you can see from here onwards it also shot up too. All right, so here, okay, this is where it went in and also shot up. Right, so remember, most people and this bar here with 21%, they won't dare to enter one. But remember, trading board has no emotion. The trading board has no emotion. This is where we train this trading board. They have no emotion, right? You see the trade, you do it. It double, close the trade. So this one, it pays a dividend, and I think it went up. You see, it went up 75%. WMG. Okay, it picked it up in here. Just nicely done. And some of these are very, very powerful. Those big moves, right? Just move ahead, and that's where it's what we call the gold ball. Pick the gold ball, and then so it's 38%. So far, it's been a great month. For the trading board is trading this result in here. You can go over to tradevsa.com and you can look at this result, which I'll share with you on the column. Okay, to check the trading board, okay, results. Now, next thing I want to do is turn your attention to the back testing, okay, the back testing win rates, which is important because many people say, hey, you know, your stock trade idea, what is the win rate? So this is the win rate. Again, very transparent. You just go in and check it out yourself. January, February, March, April in here. But do take note how we calculate our win rate. Okay, this is where I'm just going to share and bring this over to you here, right? So the win rate is basically a trade that achieved the standard return of 4.5% from the green Pentagon. Okay, no commission whatever in terms of price appreciation. Why 4.5% is because if you look at currently fixed deposit, what is a fixed deposit now? I mean, a fixed deposit rate Malaysia. Okay, we usually use that. 3.65, so we use 4.5 lah. So 4.5% considered is a winner, which is quite fair. I mean, you know, because the period that we're talking about here is around 15, 16, 17, 20 days. 20 days, okay? 15 to 20 days is the period. Then we took the minimum price and the maximum price for each trade over this period. So I'll let you know in here. So you can see from here, there were 71 trades in January. So just like today, I shared with you just now, we have what's that? 12. Let's check the SmartRobie right now. There is 9 trades. Okay, so the 9 trades. So we measure the performance of those 9 trades that comes up in here. So 1 month you get about 64, 76, 71, 83, 54, 59. Okay, then the trade won, right? Anything that achieve price appreciation going to 4.5% we consider as a win. So this is how we calculate the winner, which I think is fair lah. Of course, if you have a profit of, let's say, 8%, 10% from the standard return of 4.5%, then your win rate will definitely be lower lah. Alright, so this is important because any system that you tested out, when people say 95%, 98% return or 90% return, you ask them what is your average gain, right, which is I'm going to share with you in here. Then next is also the average price gain. Right now, average price gain, we look at some of them may not hit, you know, after 20 days, 15 days, 16 days or whatever, they may not hit, so we take the lowest price, 0.25. As long as profitable, we will take the price here. Okay, and you can see highest price gain 14%, 18%, 17%, 14%, 14%, 17%, and 10%. So that's why we always say around 10-15% sudah dapat very good. So if you can get one trade 30% return, be happy. That's what we call or consider a gold ball already. Consider a gold ball. So this one is important because statistically you want to be aligned with overtrade. Don't come in and have, I want, if I don't get 80% win rate, I don't want winner. Because if you look at the trade like this one here, right, you can see from here for seal, okay, if we got in here, we got out here. All right, because 14 days, 15 days, we closed the trade. But this was the monster win, right? This monster win is berapa percent? 20%, right? So the market go up, a lot of people see this big win. Let me bring you another attention. How about Echo West? Okay, Echo West slam down kan? If you didn't cabut, how? Right, kena lah, right? The slam down here. So this is what we talk about it here. All right, so it's important that you can see 11 bar, 13 bar, this one also kena. So sometimes if you get right here 23%, right, from the entry point to here 23%, and just now I already shared with you here, average price gain of 15-14%. And sometimes you say, hey, 15% already cukup lah. Why I want to hang around some more? Right? And then, of course, in this case, you let's say you move from here to here, it's only 8%, 9%, but you miss this one. If you dapat this one, wah, sudah cantik 30%. So that's why it, for human, sometimes it's very difficult. All right, you kena no, but again, sharing this statistic give you sort of average. Be contented with your own strategy. I think that's very important. So this is where we go through the law of average numbers. So we're going to be going through this month in here, and then this pretty much sum up the winning rates that we have. Okay, so far July, a lot of trades not closed yet, so that's why still 100% win rate. Those trades that we closed, we considered win or loss. So June is 52%, May is 56%, April was good, 76%, March was 70%, 70%, and 76%. All right, so that's why I say 60 to 70%. How well we are there lah. So it's slightly better than 50% lah. All right. Having said that, there's about 478 trades made, like we display out and you trade. Of course, it's not possible to trade 478 for one single person. So again, we're going back to the law of statistics in here, number of trade winning. So if you are not winning or not losing, maybe just happened at that time you got a 60% chance of winning, you only lost a couple of trades, or you did not cut loss, as I said before, because you're emotionally tied to the trade there, because somebody said YTL power is going to go back higher and so forth, but you bought it at maybe $7.50, now it's $6 in here. Guess what? Your money may be stuck there. Again, as I said, this trading is more for trading purposes, and you can see these statistics work in your favor in here. So check out the tradebsa.com to look at these statistics, then you can understand better. So then we're going to go on to the individual trades. Okay, so we are going on to the individual trades, so you can see from the July here. All right, so now we scan into each individual trade here. You can see we have statistic. It's a 20-day. Okay, so 20-day, if you exceeded without achieving, then consider exit and counted as a loss. Okay, so if you didn't achieve the 4.5%, we counted as a loss. Okay, so even though it's positive, we still counted a loss. So that's how we get it, which is fair. So you can see 18 out of 18 trades, all trade made money. 41 trades still not closed yet. Out of the entry, 18 closed with hit the higher. Total profit, everything you add up is about 102. Okay. Largest win was 4.5%. Lowest price gain for the trade was 4.5% because that's the minimum. And then 10.8%. Okay, average win per trade is about 5 to 6%. So this is, the list that we have. Some, of course, some you can see ongoing down 7%. But do remember, always have the cut loss of 8%. Trade management is very important. So when you have an 8% cut loss in here, you may not hit beyond that. So 7%, we still keep it. All right. Then you look at the overall profit on the side here, 10.3%. So SP Satir, okay. We went in, date last was, I think we went in the 3rd of September. So let's look at SP Satir here. Okay, this just showing you an example. Masuk sini, okay. So masuk sini, okay, and all right, you masuk sini, okay, SP Satir. Then we have the there is a profit target TP, profit target, which is the high 164. Okay, how we calculate normally is always look back in the last year. So you can see at that time you enter this point here, all right, 3rd of July. Then we look back at the old high, which is here, 164, which it did hit, right? So it hit on the 11th of July. So that's what it exited, 11th of July. Okay, status hit target profit, right? So there was a 10 point, because the whole point we have a target profit, which is the weekly one, and then whether you hit, and out of that minimum 4.5%. So that's how you get the winning rate of what's the winning rate? Currently it's 100 lah, because we 18 out of 18 trades semua make money ma. Okay, let's go over to the month of June. Okay, so go on the month of June. So there is a password, because our admin people will look into it. Okay, so we look into the month of June, and now we can see this is 52%. All right, for the month of June. So you can go back to here, which is the 52%. Okay, so it's correct. All right, just want to make sure we are we are comparing apple to apple lah. Out of 24 trades, 18 traded successfully, hit the 4.5% in here. Of course, we also back tested different levels in here. As you go higher, you will notice the win rate getting lower. So we feel that 4.5% is pretty good, right? Remember, 20 days maximum holding period in here. The highest win is 17%. Okay, and some of the stocks, you know, like Public Bank, you know, some of the name, WPR, these are all from the SmartRobie apps. Okay, SmartRobie apps, and the let's sort it out. The lowest one was 51 cent. Okay, right? In this case, LHI. The highest one was $24. Okay, United Plantation here. Also ongoing. This is United Plantation is ongoing 24.50 here. So let's look at United Plantation. So we are able to have that kind of visibility. Oh, this is where it is lah. Still moving very slow lah, this one. So we have the kind of visibility for each and every of our stocks that we comes out on SmartRobie. So we are tracking that history for the purpose of, you know, creating the confidence in our user like yourself to able to use it. So use this reference for it. So of course we have built a very intelligent bot that can trade. And we are still in the process of backtesting this. So eventually we are able to, you know, have a services where the robot can trade or manage your money in the coming future. Of course, with all the regulatory and the licensing that is involved, this is not scheme cepat kaya. We are trying to do this correctly, working with the regulator, working with the asset management, and perhaps have this, you know, automatically, you know, 30%. I also want to put my money here. Okay, this is something that we are working on now. We are still doing back testing, getting the system up and running in here. But of course, if you do it yourself, okay, this is the DIY lah. You do it yourself, and then you can look at the whole point. What we're trying to do is try to automate this. Do it yourself. Every month, you know, you win, you lose, you win, you lose, just like here, right? You win, you lose, you win, you lose, right? Isn't it? So if I sort it out, so on the 28th, June 28, right? Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, some 6%, some small percent inside here. Some people say, I trade the stock market because I want excitement. 4%, 5%, not interested, right? But again, little bit counts, very important, right? So if you can't take the small profit, you only want to trade the big profit, all right? You see, highest price gain, people say, so small only, 17%. I'm not interested. I want the 30 and 40%. Hello. This may not exist in the real world. That's why these kind of people who come in with such big expectation, they won't last long, right? You see me before, I've been in this market that long, and what we have done we have used technology to you know, created all these statistics that which we hope will work in the favor for our members who's using the SmartRobie in here, manually in here, which we are only doing at what, 9 ringgit 90 cent, okay, per month for 4 markets, to build that trust for you to able to use this. Okay, so that's for the month of June. We can also pick the month of, I think the month of April was pretty good. Okay, let's go to the month of April, which have the highest return here. You can see 76%. Okay, 76% in here. Out of 54 trade, 40 trades were. And let's look at the highest profit. Highest profit also 14%. Because why? We hit target profit. We always have target profit one. If you don't have target profit, you right, you can even go more. Target profit actually is about 15% only. If you have a higher target profit, then you make more lah. But this one we put at least, you know, you see some of this already hit lah. Alright, some don't hit one. Okay, so you can see from here, these are all hit lah. Of course, I think month of March was good lah. Summa also hit. Okay, this one exited loss. Okay, we do have IOI Corp, Hap Seng, Hatta also exited, which is only 4-5% in here. But at least we want to know that it hit the profit target. Then you can use it. Yeah, that's true. Nora said that, you know, too high expectation will end with frustration. Target profit per month. Yep, this is what we try to do here, right? Like a business, you know, just like every plate on nasi lemak, you have how much of you selling it. So this thing, what we do is we roll it up and put into this here. So this is normally for me, it's considered the quality assurance. I'm the quality assurance. I check on the quality of our SmartRobie stock trade idea, so you can see in here the statistic, entry price, and so forth, then it will help you and build that confidence. So because we want to ensure that the quality of the product, it is what it says. You don't win all the time. All right, you get maybe you just around the so-called 52 plus 56 plus 76 plus 70, 60. So you're talking about around 60 plus percent, 60 plus percent of profit in here. Then average win, you will know around the 14, 15%, quite nicely. I know some of you want to have more. Sometimes you can get it. Sometimes if you can get this 14, 15%, being that consistent runner, then you will get better on it here. All right. So I hope that gives you a good rundown of our performance. You can see, but please go over to the tradevsa.com website. Check out what we have in here. And again, we are also still recruiting for our premium Trade VSA members. All right, I think I've talked about this already, where we put you up at a higher level trading the Pony Express trade strategy in here, which is still ongoing, right? And right now I can say my bots are beating me because my bot is even more hardworking. Okay, they are more hardworking. And if you look at it, just share with you, this is something we've been sharing in the Invest Fair. All right, and just go to MLT here. All right, and this is where you can see the bots are doing well. We even built one Sharia momentum bot. All right, so because eventually they were inquiry from some of our institutional asset management say, hey, let's do something Islamic for our Muslim friend in Malaysia. So that's where we have the Sharia compliance trading bot. Okay, and we're also coming up with maybe a Sharia compliance for US. So in the process of building that too. So eventually many of the public were able to use this services. Okay, we see this as a services in it. So that's all I have for tonight. All right, if you want me to take a look at any stocks, let me know, but I just want to keep it short for tonight. And thank you for your time that you all came. For those of you who came back, you can re-watch this or get some average trade size, average win, right, for month from the SmartRobie from our website Trade VSA. So don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all information. And of course, our weekly stock trade idea will be still ongoing every Monday and Friday. But just tonight, I want to share with you the last 6 months performance. So thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you for your time. I enjoy sharing my performances of the Pentagon Guider by SmartRobie, right? And I can say the bots are doing better than me because they are hardworking and they don't sleep. All right, that's all that we have. And good night. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.